Yeah, show was really boring. Yeah. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the NoDQ.com live recap of Monday Night Raw for November the 15th, 2021. We have the Survivor Series pay-per-view this coming Sunday live on the WWE Network via Peacock. But we have Raw to talk about. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thank you for watching, whether it's live or on demand. Let's go ahead and get started with this recap of Monday Night Raw. We kicked off with a recap, of course, and then we had Big E, the WWE Champion, come to the ring for a promo because Raw always starts with a promo, and he said that Survivor Series has always been about brand versus brand. And now it's personal because Roman Reigns beat the crap out of his family, the New Day, and now he has to beat Roman Reigns' ass like Reigns stole something. But that Sunday, Big E turned his attention to that son of a bitch Kevin Owens who attacked him last week. Big E told Owens to come down to the ring so they could handle their business. Owens arrived, and he said he had something to get off his chest. Big E caused him last week to have his third straight loss. And then furthermore, Big E said things that influenced the fans and the locker room. Owens said he was never lying, but Big E called him a liar, and everyone believes Big E. Owens said anybody judging him can go to hell. He said he'll be the bad guy now. He is going to be the bad guy that everybody wants, but he's going to be worse. And he said he is going to break bad on everyone. He said Big E deserves it, and everything that happens from this point forward is Big E's fault. He took his leave. Usos jumped in to attack Big E, and Jey Uso got on the mic, had some words, mentioned RK Bro. That led to Riddle running down to the ring. Big E started to fight back. Riddle and Big E fought off the Usos, and then Sonya Deville arrived, and she said she was going to make a very unorthodox decision. A tag team match. That's unorthodox. And Seth Rollins arrived. Something else unorthodox. Seth Rollins on commentary. Very unorthodox. Caleb Jacobs with a $2.10 super chat. Thank you, Caleb. Says, happy early birthday. Nice haircut. Raw sucks. Well, thank you for all three of those comments in one, Caleb. I do appreciate that. Walter Cruz with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Walter. Not Walter White, but still a very awesome Walter. Says, only good brand SS was when NXT was involved. I guess he means the only good brand versus brand Survivor Series was the one that NXT was a part of, when WWE still cared about NXT to some degree. So we had a tag team match, and it was very standard stuff here. Big E beat up Jimmy, and of course Seth Rollins sitting there on commentary. You know the drill by now. Jimmy Uso got thrown over by Rollins. Rollins got angry, and then Big E punched him. Big E went back into the ring. You know, he must have had no thought that maybe Seth Rollins would get angry and run into the ring and cause a DQ, because that's never happened before in the history of WWE. But I guess he doesn't watch enough WWE programming, because that's exactly what Seth Rollins did. Seth Rollins got into the ring, disqualification. Randy Orton arrived, hit an RKO to Jey Uso. Crowd liked that, of course. And we had a commercial break. When we came back from the commercial break, I'm going to give you guys one guess as to what happened. Go ahead and take your guess. If you guessed a 6-man tag team match, you were correct. We had a 6-man tag team match now. And again, very standard stuff. Rollins ended up pinning Riddle. And this went at least one commercial break. So by the time this was all said and done, Big E was like on the first 45 minutes of Monday Night Raw. Rollins rolled up Riddle, pinned him, and the tag team champions lose another random ass match. And then Rollins left. Orton hit an RKO again to Jay for good measure, just so RK Bro could get their heat back or whatever. And then Big E picked up the scraps. Big E said the message has been received loud and clear, and he had a return message for Jay to give Roman Reigns. And that, my friends, was a big ending. And it was quite the big ending for sure. So yeah, 45 minutes, Big E, tag match turned into a 6-man, blah, blah, blah. Kevin Owens was interviewed backstage. Why did he not get in the ring and face Big E like a man? Owens said he was just being honest with everyone. He is going to be the bad guy now. And technically, he was telling the truth because the bad guy doesn't get in the ring and be brave and face the guy in the ring like a man. Finn Balor approached Kevin Owens, very disgusted with Kevin Owens. And Balor alerted Owens that they were going to have a match. And Owens said that that is too bad for Balor. Darren says, how many people loved Randy chewing Riddle out backstage? Well, we'll get to that here in just a few moments. We had Bianca Belair backstage interviewed, and she was ready to fight Doudrop. But then Tamina showed up because that's what we've all been dying to see. We want to see Tamina in action. Tamina approached Bianca Belair for a match. Doudrop watched the match from the back, standing there looking at the TV sideways, as everyone does every single week on WWE television for the past 30-something years now. Bret Hart did it back before the Attitude Era even started. That's how long they've been doing it. And it seems like they've been doing it now more than ever. It is a trend. It is a trend in wrestling. Even the Young Bucks have been doing it on AEW TV. It is what all the cool people are doing now. They watch their TVs to the side to make sure your front profile is shown. Anyways, Tamina got some offense, some super kicks. She went to the top rope, but Bianca caught her. And then Tamina went for another kick. And then she went for the Samoan drop, which Bianca countered. And she managed to pick up Tamina, showing off the strength, and picked up the win with the KOD, the Kiss of Death. And then after the match was over, Doudrop arrived and said after Survivor Series, she will be looking for Bianca. Good to know. Match was whatever. I did like Bianca's KOD. That looked pretty cool. But other than that, had little to no interest in this match. Becky Lynch showed up. Crowd chanted for Becky. What a great heel run this has been for Becky Lynch. The crowd chanting her name. She said, welcome to the big time. And she showed some footage of Charlotte's promo from SmackDown. And she said she used to be Charlotte's best friend, but the conditions of their friendship was that Charlotte would be in the spotlight and Becky would be in the background. Her success, Becky said her success made Charlotte miserable and bitter. And before Becky could finish her promo, Liv Morgan showed up. Liv Morgan, of course, last week picking up a big win to get a title opportunity at some point. And she said that she wants to take the title from somebody that she used to admire. And Becky explained that the reason she did not face Liv last week when Liv wanted the challenge was because she wanted Liv to actually have a moment, because, as Becky said, Lord knows Liv ever gets a moment. And Becky showed some footage from Talking Smack a while back where Liv brought up how Becky wanted to see Liv win a title and motivated her, said she would win a title. Becky responded to this by saying she did not know that Liv would underperform so badly. And Becky bragged about how she won the title in 26 seconds, and, well, Liv Morgan hasn't done much of anything. She's big-time Bex, and Liv responded by saying that big-time Bex is more like a big-time bitch. You know they mean business when they drop the B word. People in WWE use the B word like AEW wrestlers use the S word. That's when you know that they're pissed off and they're trying to be edgy, damn it. And Becky tried to take her out with the manhandle slam, but Liv was able to counter that, and Becky quickly escaped, and Liv held up the Raw Championship. Becky was very upset about this, as you would imagine. Segment was fine. It was a fine segment, but again, Becky Lynch is supposed to be a heel, and the crowd still cheers her, so not really working. Randy Orton was backstage yelling at Riddle, and this was a comment that was mentioned earlier. Orton was trying to tell Riddle to stop getting involved in situations that are not their business. Orton said he only cares about the Team RK Bro and the tag team titles. He stormed off, and Riddle was very happy that Orton actually expressed love for the group and wanting to be part of the team and making it work. We then had the Street Profits arrive. They had a matchup against the Alpha Academy, but before that, we had them backstage with Riddle, so Riddle could say their catchphrase about wanting the smoke, because, you know, Matt Riddle, stoner gimmick. Can't say it on TV, but hint, hint, wink, wink. So we had the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy, and this was a pretty decent match. You had Otis just being a badass, doing all sorts of damage to the Profits, and every time he tagged in, he was kicking butt and taking names. And Ford eventually got the hot tag, but he could not take down Otis. Like, he kept hitting him clothesline after clothesline. Otis would not go down. He was trying to smack Otis, and Otis just would not budge. And Dawkins came in to save Ford, and Dawkins took out Otis on the outside. It was Ford and Gable in the ring. Gable went for top rope crossbody, but Ford countered that into a pinfall, and it was a pretty solid match. I liked the finish, and they protected Otis, so not bad. This was fine. Rey Mysterio was backstage wanting to know why Adam Pearce took out Dominic Mysterio and allowed that to happen with Lashley last week taking his spot. Apparently, Pearce had promised that Dominic would be part of Survivor Series. And Rey wanted to know if Pearce was a man of his word or not. And Pearce advised Rey Mysterio to stay in his lane. And Pearce made a match. Rey Mysterio versus Bobby Lashley. I guess Adam Pearce is a heel now. I did not get that memo, and I'm not really sure what the hell is going on here with Adam Pearce. I know with Sonya they've been doing the heel thing with her, with Naomi. Doesn't really make sense. They haven't explained why Naomi is on the bad side of Sonya. Have they really explained it? And same thing with Adam Pearce. Why he's being a dick all of a sudden just doesn't really make sense. We had Nikki Ash, up against Zelina Vega. And this was about as standard of a match as you can get. Carmella was providing a distraction. Zelina Vega won with the code red. And after the commercial break, the other members of the teams had a match. You know, the same old boring shit they do every single week. Well, not every single week, but it feels like it. So after the commercial break, it was Nikki's partner, Rhea Ripley. Keep in mind they're the tag team champions, and Nikki just took another L. Rhea Ripley versus Carmella. Carmella was wearing her mask. Carmella tried to put away Rhea with some super kicks, but Rhea kicked out. Carmella started screaming like she always does, and then Rhea Ripley picked up the win with the Riptide. And then after the match, Zelina got on the mic, started talking in the accent. You know, every king or queen has to do the accent, the British accent. And she said she's going to lead Team Raw to victory, and Nikki will be home alone with the losers. Ouch. Matt with a $2 super chat says, worst build to a Big Four pay-per-view event ever. Bought tickets too. And the sad thing is that it's gonna be a good pay-per-view most likely. Probably a really good pay-per-view. But yeah, the build-up is just awful. They've put no stock into Survivor Series, and it's just a mess. I remember in 2009, Vince McMahon was going to get rid of Survivor Series, and he ended up changing his mind. At the time, I was really upset when I heard they were going to get rid of Survivor Series. Now, if they canceled Survivor Series and just dropped it as a pay-per-view, I would not care. And this was a pay-per-view that was part of my childhood. I loved the classic Survivor Series pay-per-views with the Foreign Fanatics and Rude's Brood and the Hulkamaniacs and the Warriors. All those great Survivor Series tag team matches. And I just don't care about the pay-per-view anymore. The Raw versus SmackDown thing doesn't work when it's literally a month after the brand split. When pretty much your entire team was on the other brand a month earlier. It doesn't make any sense. Nothing's on the line. And yeah, this build-up, or lack thereof, has done no favors for getting people interested in this pay-per-view. Walter Cruz with a $5 super chat says, Becky at least has history with Charlotte and New Day are feuding, but everyone else just got drafted. Why would they give a crap about their brands? Exactly. And nothing is on the line. Like, at least they should put something on the line so the teams will actually work together. It's like you just throw these teams together with no rhyme or reason. And nothing's on the line. And there's no reason to care about it. There really isn't. And Casa D18 Studios and Survivor Series, they would have the survivors from each match facing off in a final Survivor Series match. That was a great Survivor Series, 1990, Undertaker's debut, the ultimate match of survival. That was cool. Now maybe I have the nostalgia feelings about it, but I really liked that pay-per-view, and it was just a fun time. This is not so fun, but then again, maybe I'm old and out of touch, and I'm out of touch with what good wrestling is now. Anyways, backstage, Adam Pearce with Big E Langston. He warned him to not interfere in the Finn Balor match against Kevin Owens, and if Big E tried something funny, Pearce had 2 words for him. Suck it. No, he actually said Brock Lesnar. Of course, Adam Pearce fined Brock Lesnar $1 million. Maybe that's why Pearce is being a jerk, because Brock Lesnar beat him up and now he just hates everybody. I mean, I guess that would make sense, that Pearce is just not giving a damn anymore because of what happened with Brock. So anyways, Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. This was the best thing of Raw. This was a really good match between these guys. They have history going back to NXT. And this match was definitely one worth watching if you did not see it. Balor did a dive over the top and he got the early momentum, but then Owens hit this vertical senton to Balor, started yelling at the fans, and Owens attempted a power bomb on the apron, but he got back body dropped onto the apron. And then Balor went for the coup de grace, but Owens was able to avoid that. Owens hit a pop-up power bomb. Balor kicked out of that. And then Owens went for a senton. Balor got the knees up. Balor went back on top again, but was cut off by Owens. And then Owens hit the stunner to pick up the victory over Finn Balor. Very good match here. Like I said, this was the best thing of Raw. I would say by a long shot. I mean, this was really good. Backstage, Seth Rollins cut a promo, said he's going to lead Team Raw to victory. We'll see about that. And then we had AJ Styles and Omos cutting a promo, talking about the various teams on Monday Night Raw. And Omos said he's going to make the Dirty Dogs suffer. And we had a tag team match, and it was pretty much what Omos said. He beat the crap out of Rude and Ziggler, and then AJ Styles finished the job on Ziggler with the phenomenal forearm. Not really much to say about it. It was basically a squash match for Styles and Omos, beating Rude and Ziggler. And then we had our main event of the evening, Bobby Lashley, Bob the Lash, versus Rey Mysterio. And before the match, Lashley talked about how he's going to walk through all of Team SmackDown. Adam Pearce was watching in the back, standing sideways, looking at the TV. And Rey Mysterio managed to get the early upper hand. Lashley was going to throw him into the ring post, but Mysterio ended up sending Lashley into the post. Rey hit a sliding splash to the outside and then went back in, went for a big dive, but got caught. And then it was all Lashley from here. Lashley slammed him into the barricade. Rey did make another comeback. He hit a 619, and then he went up for the big splash, which he did hit. But then Lashley powered out of it, put on the Hurt Lock. Rey Mysterio tapped out. No surprise here. Afterwards, Adam Pearce came to the stage. He said his job is to have the best competition at Survivor Series. So therefore, Rey Mysterio is out. Rey Mysterio, you are out of here. And instead, we had Austin Theory added to the match. Austin Theory attacked Dominic. Austin Theory added to the match. So Adam Pearce replacing the beloved babyface Rey Mysterio with the heel, young, cocky Austin Theory. I guess Adam Pearce is in fact the heel now. So that was Raw, everybody. That was the final segment here to end the show. Austin Theory is on Team Raw. Boy, oh boy, that's going to be the big hook for the pay-per-view. So all in all, show was boring. Other than the Owens-Balor match, I thought this was a pretty boring show. Did little to nothing to get me hyped up for the pay-per-view. So I am going to give it a C-. And a lot of that is due to Balor and Owens. And Owens' promo was pretty good too. That was fine. Pretty much everything else, though, was filler, in my opinion. Caleb Jacobs, D+, Darren with a D-, Joey Perez with a C, David gives it an A, interesting. Israel Diaz with a C-, and Michael Wayne with a C-, Mohammed with a C- as well, and CC Drink gives it a C- too. Let's see the chat room. 12% give it an A, 18% with a B, 47% with a C, and 23% with a D. We'll see what they do on SmackDown. We still don't know the men's SmackDown 5th member, and I really don't think anybody cares at this point. Like, I doubt it's going to make an impact with the predictions, but we are going to do the predictions Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you guys tune into that right before NXT. We might go over a few minutes. Hopefully we don't hurt NXT's viewership too much. I doubt we will, but that's coming up right before NXT. AEW Dynamite Wednesday, No DQ Review, SmackDown, and as soon as I sign off here, you guys can check out Jeff Meacham's video. He'll be doing Talk Wrestling. Tune in for that. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy your week. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest wrestling news and rumors. And I will see you all next time.